Right, let's do this. Okay, so if you come to standing on your mat. Okay, and we're just gonna, so just bring your feet hip distance apart and just let your palms face up. So bring your elbows, bend at your elbows, bring them in towards your waist, and just close your eyes. And we're just gonna take a few deep breaths here. So just coming into your body, just noticing how you're feeling. If you want to, you can bring the focus to your palms. Sometimes that helps us to bring the focus into your body. So just bringing your focus inwards. And really just noticing how you're feeling this morning. And it might feel quite difficult to stand in stillness if you've been doing a lot, been really busy. So just noticing that. Noticing if it feels hard to close your eyes. And noticing any areas of your body that you can feel tension in or you're holding on to. Maybe it's shoulders, maybe you can feel yourself gripping your tummy. Maybe it's your knees. See if you can release, just notice those points and see if you can release them. And you might want to move gently just to allow them to release. And you're not trying to change anything, you're just noticing. So if you don't feel calm or you don't feel how you want to feel, don't worry, just feel into what's there. Take it as it is. And then let's start to lengthen the breath. So really filling up with each inhale. Bring that breath all the way down into your belly. Feel your belly slightly expand as you inhale. And then letting it all go as you exhale. And maybe you come back to those areas that are maybe gripping or holding, and you can let those go as you exhale. There might not be any areas. You might feel quite relaxed this morning. You might just not be sure which parts you're holding on to. So just see if you can scan down through the whole body. Just noticing. So feeling into the soles of your feet, pressing down into the floor, into your mat. Staying with the breath. So once you notice how you're feeling this morning, you just can take the practice at the pace that feels right for your body, right for your mood. So be kind to yourself, challenge yourself, go with what your body needs this morning rather than what your mind might think it needs. So really feeling into every pose with your body. You can notice any thoughts that are coming up, but really feel into it. If you need to rest at any point, take a child's pose or come to lay on your back. And let's gently open the eyes. We'll just release the hands down. And we'll just take those breaths a tiny bit deeper. So we're going to exhale to take the arms forward. We're going to round through the back, round through the spine. So chin comes to chest. And as you inhale, we're going to open up. So taking the arms behind you. So really lifting through the front body, through the chest. You might keep your knees bent, lifting up through the chest, squeezing arms behind you. Exhale, take it forward, chin to chest, rounding through the upper back. So backs of the hands can come to touch. Inhale, lifting back up. So it might be that you interlace the fingers behind you. Take that stretch a tiny bit deeper. It doesn't matter if the hands don't touch, just keep them reaching behind. So you're lifting through the chest, lifting up. And then exhale forward. So go at whatever speed you want to here. If you feel like you want to go a little bit faster, just follow your breath. It might be that you're really slowing down the breath, making them much longer and deeper breaths. Opening up. And then rounding through the spine. Just feeling into every part of your spine, so feeling into your neck as well. The lower back. Into your shoulders. Let's do one more here. So coming forward on the exhale. And then reaching away, lifting through the chest. And let's take the arms high this time. So reaching up with the inhale, lifting up. Looking up to the thumbs. And then exhale, take it down. So again, you can move your head if you want to, chin to chest as you take the arms down. Lifting up, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, take it down. Let's take one more. So in your own time, just feeling into all those different sensations. So coming back, bringing hands by the sides. And let's just take a moment here, just after those first few movements, let's bring the hands, the palms facing up, closing the eyes. Just notice if your heart's beating slightly faster, if you can feel your heart beating. Maybe you're taking much longer, deeper breaths now. Just feeling into that, feeling again into your body. And then let's open the eyes, let's lift back up, so reaching high. And then exhale to fold forward, so hinging from the hips, we're going to come down. Let's lift halfway, so bend the knees as much as you need to here, lifting halfway, length through the spine. And then exhale, hands to the floor, and we'll come to tabletop. So bringing the knees down, wrists are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. And let's take some cat-cow. So inhale to lift the head, lift the sit bones, pull the belly down. And then exhale, chin comes to chest, lifting through the upper back. So taking that curve around slightly deeper than when you were stood. So really pressing down into the hands, lifting up on the inhale. Exhale, curling round. So take two more in your own time with your own breath. So you're inhaling as you lift up, exhaling as you come round. And then just start to take any movements that feel good. So it might be that you carry on with your cat-cow. It might be that you start to roll the back, maybe the elbows bend as well. Maybe you just gently are rocking from side to side or coming into your child's pose. Just seeing how many different directions you can move your spine in. So just waking up the spine and bringing your focus in towards those sensations. And noticing any areas of tension, maybe you work with that area. And then you become aware of it for the rest of the practice. So it might be that you've got a slight pain somewhere, slight discomfort. You can just work with that and know not to go too far, not to go past your limit. So keep breathing as you move, stay with the breath. And then let's come back to center. And let's create a bit more heat. So pressing the hands into the floor. We're going to tuck the toes and just gently lift the knees. So just about an inch off the floor. And see how this feels. This might feel really strong. So staying here. If you want to, you can start to walk to the top of your mat. So see how low you can keep your knees. Really engaging those core muscles. It might be that you go really, really slowly. Take on the challenge. And then come to the back of your mat. So walking all the way to the back. Knees as close as they can be to the floor without touching. Then coming back to center. Let's bring the knees down. Let's come back to child's pose. And just take a pause here. So just feeling into that heat that you've created. Maybe you can feel it in the thighs. Maybe the heart's beating faster again. So just noticing that. And then let's come back up to our tabletop. And let's come to thread the needle. So inhale, right hand to the sky. And then on the exhale, sending it through underneath the left arm. Coming onto shoulder and side of the head. So just gently let chin tuck into chest. And take a few big deep breaths. So just really opening up that left side. Really feel as though you're sending your breath into that left side. Take any variations you want to. So it might be that the left fingertips walk over the head, lift elbow to the sky. Let's take one more big deep breath here. And then lifting back up. Take it to the other side. So left hand lifts, comes underneath right arm, shoulder, side of the head comes down. Take some big deep breaths. And really filling up that right side this time. So take any variations you want to here. Let's take one more big deep breath. And then lifting back up to center. Let's take a balance. So just checking in here, wrists are under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to take right hand forward, left foot back. So keep the toes down or lift them if you want to here. Reaching fingertips and toes away from each other. So keep your focus to the floor. And then exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, rise. One more time, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, rise up. And then release it down. And we'll take it to the other side. So left hand forward, right foot comes back. So lifting toes if you want to here. Reaching fingertips and toes away from each other. Keep breathing here. And then exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale to rise. One more time, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, rise up. And then release the hand. Release the knee. And let's come into downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, start to lift sit bones to the sky. So you're finding that length in the spine. Imagine wrists, shoulders and hips are all in one long line. So you can keep the knees bent if you want to here. Finding that length in the spine first. Maybe you start to walk out the legs. So you're just bending one knee and then the other. Just feeling into those muscles in the backs of the legs. And it doesn't matter if the legs don't straighten. They can stay bent for the whole practice if that feels better for the length in your spine. And then let's roll forward. So come up onto tiptoes. Let's roll forward, shoulders over wrists. And then bend the knees. Maybe they touch the floor, maybe they stay hovering. Lift back up to downward facing dog. So we're coming into some body rolls. So let's do that again. Lifting onto the tiptoes. Exhale to come forward. Bend the knees. And then lifting back up. One more time. Exhale forward. Bend the knees, lifting high. And then let's roll forward to our high plank. So bring the knees down here if you need to. Otherwise, keep the knees lifted. Keep pressing into the hands. Keeping the gaze forward. So try and keep the neck in line with the spine. And keep breathing. So big deep breaths. Maybe the heels start to move towards the back of the room. Feel those core muscles engage. Take one more big deep breath. And then release knees, chest and chin down. So untuck the toes. Slowly come down. And then let's gently lift to a low cobra. So using the back muscles and the bum muscles, the glutes, let's gently lift. Maybe hands come off the floor. Really feeling into those back muscles. Keep breathing here. See if you can stay lifted for a couple of breaths. And then releasing back down. Let's lift again. This time pressing hands into the floor. Keep elbows tucked in. Maybe coming higher. See how it feels. So you're gently pressing into the hands. Still engaging the back muscles as you lift. Keep breathing. And then slowly coming down. So really feeling into your lower back. And then let's lift one last time. So maybe you come up even higher. Maybe you come to your up dog. But just really feeling into your lower back. You don't need to come all the way up. Just come as high as feels good for you. So just finding that place that feels good. Let's look over the right shoulder. Really gently. Looking over the left shoulder. Let's come back to center. Let's release down and then find your way back to downward facing dog. So it might be through child's pose. It might be through your plank. Lifting back up and taking any movements that you want to in your down dog. So it might be that you feel like you want to lift a leg, give it a shake. You might want to just gently rock the hips. So anything that feels good, it might feel good to really bend the knees. Find that length in your spine. Let your head go, let your head hang. Keep breathing. And then let's tiptoe forward. So little tiptoes all the way to the front. Let's come to ragdoll. So hands to the elbows. Let the whole of the upper body relax. You can have a sway if you want to here. Let your head go. So feel that sensation of the weight of your head lengthening out your spine, lengthening out your neck. Let it go. Maybe you nod. You can always release the hands to really let go. So you're pressing into your feet, you're strong through your legs, but the whole of your upper body is completely relaxed. And then let's come into a twist. So let's bring hands to the floor so you can bend the knees as much as you need to. Let's keep the right hand down and lift the left hand up to the sky. And you can look up to the hand or look down to the floor. See how it feels for your neck. And take a couple of big deep breaths here. Let's release it down, take it over to the other side. So left hand comes down, right hand lifts. Couple of big deep breaths, so really using that top hand to lift you up. Let's release it down. And let's roll up through the spine. Slowly as you can, head comes up last. Roll shoulders back and down and lift the arms up. We'll come into some side bends. So taking hold of the right wrist. Let's come all the way over to the left side. So inhaling to reach high and then exhale to fold. Keep pressing down into both feet. So really feeling into the soles of your feet, strong through the center, through your core. Big deep breaths. And then let's take it to the other side. So coming back to center, take hold of the left wrist. Let's come all the way to the right side. Stay with your breath, so filling up, lengthening through the side body. Let's come back to center. Let's release the hands down. And let's come to our sun salutation. So coming to the top of your mat, let's inhale to rise, reaching high. Exhale, fold forward. So you're hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, length through the spine. And then exhale, hands to the floor, step it back. High to low plank. So bring knees down for this first one. Chest and chin comes down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. So feeling into your lower back. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath here. And then on the exhale, looking forward, step or jump feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Lift the toes as you rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, step it back. High to low plank. So knees, chest, chin, or come forward and down for your chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath in. And with your exhale, looking forward, step or jump feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Lift the toes. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the floor, step back. High to low. So knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath in. And on your exhale, looking forward, step or jump feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, lift the toes. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to fold. Let's take hands to the floor, step the left leg back. Low lunge, back knee comes down, top of the back foot. Let's inhale, arms to the sky. Reaching high, so you're pressing down into both feet, into the front foot, into the top of that back foot. And then let's exhale to come forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward. Inhale to rise, keep pressing into that front foot as you come forward. Inhale, rise up. And then let's release the hands down. We'll step it back to downward facing dog. So take a big deep breath here. And on your exhale, step that left foot forward. Low lunge, back knee comes down, top of the back foot. And we'll take a twist, so keep that right hand down. We're gonna lift the left hand to the sky. So reaching high here. Lifting fingertips towards the sky. It might be that you take the hand even further over. Take it slightly deeper into a twist. And then exhale, hands to the floor, step the back foot forward. Inhale, rise to stand, lift the toes. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Let's take hands to the floor, step the right leg back. Low lunge, back knee comes down, top of the back foot. Inhale, lifting to the sky, reaching with the fingertips. Big deep breaths, and then exhale to come forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward. Inhale to rise. One more time, exhale forward. Keep pressing into the feet. Inhale, rise up. And then take hands to the floor, step it back. Downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath in. Let your head relax. And with your exhale, let's step the right foot forward. Low lunge, back knee comes down top of the back foot. Keep that left hand down and come into your twist. So lifting right hand to the sky. So you're reaching high. Maybe that arm comes over behind you. It doesn't have to, just if you feel like you want to open the chest a tiny bit more. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Step the back foot forward. Inhale, rise to stand, lift the toes. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to fold. So let's bring feet together. And we'll lift up into chair. So bend the knees, lifting arms up by the ears, or take hands to heart center. Just feeding into your shoulders. So finding that length through your spine, pressing down into your feet. So squeezing the knees and the thighs together. Maybe you lift the toes up. Feel into your toes. Maybe you come on to tiptoes. So keep breathing, whichever variation you're in, keep breathing. Big deep breaths. Imagine you're sending it into your thighs. And then exhale, hands to the floor, step it back. High to low plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Elbows are tucked in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath here. Big exhale out. And take any movements you want to here. Feel free to come to a child's pose. Take a moment. So any movements that feel good. Let the head, the neck relax. And then with the next exhale, let's step the right foot forward to warrior one. So the back foot comes out to 45 degrees. Bend into the front knee and lift high. So hip bones turn to face the front as much as possible. You're reaching up, strong through the legs, pressing into the feet. Take a couple of big deep breaths here. Feel as though you're lifting with the fingertips. Pressing down with the feet into the floor. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Step it back, high to low. So your version, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath in. And with your exhale, step the left foot forward. Warrior one. Lifting high when you're ready, reaching fingertips to the sky. Again, hip bones turn to face the front as much as possible. Keep bending into the front knee, pressing down into both feet. You're lifting with the fingertips, strong through the core. And then exhale, hands to the floor, step back, high to low. So knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath in. Big exhale out. Again, let your head, your neck relax. Big deep breaths. And let's bring feet together. Let's lift the right leg to the sky. So spread the toes, press through the ball of the foot. You can always bring left knee down here if this feels really strong this morning. And then exhale, knee to nose. See how high you can lift your knee. Press down into the hands. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, knee across to right elbow. Again, see how high you can lift that knee up. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Lifting as high as you can. Keep breathing, inhale, rise up. And then exhale to step the foot through between the hands, coming into your crescent lunge. So just check in, feet at hip distance. Lifting when you're ready, you can always take the back knee down. So lifting again with the fingertips, strong through your legs, pressing down into the feet. And let's inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to twist. So you're bringing left arm forward, right arm back, twisting to your right. That's it. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to twist. So twisting in the same direction. Inhale to rise. Exhale to twist. Same direction. Let's do one more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to twist. And then lifting arms back to the sky. Let's take the arms either side of the right foot. And we'll bring it down into lizard. So heel toe that right foot out to the side. You can untuck the back toes. And then let's start to rock forwards and backwards. So it might feel good with the back knee on the floor. It might be better to tuck the toes and lift the knee. So have a play, have an explore. See what feels good. So start with those rocking motions forwards and backwards first. And they might be quite big movements. It might be that you really rock and go along the foot as well. You might come onto tiptoes, back onto your heel. It might be that the back knee bends as well. So really feeling into that right hip joint. And if this feels really good, you can stay here. If you want to take more movements, you can start to rock side to side. Take some circles. So exploring how many different movements, different directions your hip joint can move in. You stay with your breath as you move. And just finding what feels good here. So maybe rolling through the foot. There's not really any right and wrong. It's just an exploration of your hip joint, and everyone's hips are different, so you're probably doing different movements to everyone else. So have a play, have an explore. And if you want to take forearms down, you can. If you feel like you could go deeper, if your body will allow it. Maybe forearms come down. Maybe you carry on moving. You might take your right hand to your right thigh and roll onto the little toe side edge. So it might just be a gentle amount of pressure on the thigh, just to open it out towards the side. So let's all take one more big deep breath here. And then let's heel toe the foot back to the center. Let's tuck the toes. And we're going to come into a reverse runner's lunge. So taking the sit bones towards the heels, you're lengthening through that front leg. So lifting the toes up towards the sky. So it might not be that the sit bones come all the way to the heels. You might stay quite high up. Just feeling into that stretch in the back of the right leg. You might want to take a bend in the knee. So just feeling into that. Maybe with each inhale you come forward with the chest bone. Maybe as you exhale you fold. But just really being gentle with yourself here. Don't force anything. Just gently with those muscles. And then let's take hands to the floor. Bend into that front knee. And we'll step it back. Downward facing dog. So take any movements, just resetting in your down dog. You can always take a child's pose. Just staying with your breath. Again, just coming back to your breath, coming in and out of your body. And then let's bring feet back together. We'll lift the left leg to the sky, so spread the toes, press through the ball of the foot. You can always bring the right knee down, and then exhale, knee to nose. So see how high you can lift your knee, press into your hands. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, knee across the left elbow, lifting high as you can. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, knee across to right elbow, so across the body. Lifting it as high as it will go. Inhale to rise. And then exhale, step it through. Between the hands, come into your crescent lunge. So let the feet come hip distance. Lifting high, you can always bring that back knee down. So you're reaching high with the fingertips. And we'll come back to our twist. So inhaling to lift the fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, twist to your left. So right arm comes forward, left arm comes back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, twist, same direction. Right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, rise up. Twisting. Exhale. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, rise. Exhale to twist. And then let's lift arms back to the sky. And we'll take it down. So bring the hands either side of that front foot. Back knee can come down. And then heel toe, the left foot out towards the side. So toes are pointing out, heels pointing slightly in. And then start to take those movements again. So you might keep the knee on the floor and rock forwards and backwards. You might lift the knee, tuck the toes. So just having an explore on this left side. You might notice a real difference. So just feeling into that. Just noticing, becoming aware of it. So start with those rocking motions forwards and backwards. And then start to maybe take some circles, maybe rocking side to side. And don't worry if it's not the same as what you did on the other side. Just go with however this hip feels. So if it's much tighter, it might be much smaller movements. If it feels much more open, you might want to take bigger movements. You might roll onto that little toe side edge, take hand to the thigh, opening up that hip. It might be that forearms come down this side and they wouldn't on the other side. So just noticing, just feeling into that. Try not to judge your hips. So keep breathing as you move. Keep that breath coming in and out. Just noticing all the different directions you can move in. And then coming back up onto the hands, wherever you are, heel toe the foot back to the center. And we'll lift back up to our downward facing dog. So take it high, pressing into the hands. Take a child's pose if you want to here. Take a pause. So just resetting again in your down dog. Taking any movements you want to. It might just be bending the knees. It might be just gently nodding the head. Big deep breaths. And then let's not bring feet together. Let's exhale to step the right foot forward to warrior two. So we're going to step that right foot forward. The back foot comes parallel to the back of the mat. So bending into that front knee, opening the arms up, so reaching fingertips away. And let's inhale to lift, looking up to the thumbs. Exhale, take it down. So reaching fingertips away. Maybe with each exhale, you come a teeny tiny bit deeper. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, take it down. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, take it down. Let's reach forward, flip the palm. Reverse your warrior. So take that left hand to the thigh. Reaching right hand high. So just feeling that connection between the knee, through the hip, all the way out through the fingertips, down the side body. Breathe into that. So send the breath into that right side. Press down into your feet. And then exhale, forearm to the front thigh. Lifting left hand up. So imagine you're stacking wrists and shoulders on top of each other here. And if you want to, you can stay here. You might want to take the hand in front of the right foot. So inside the right foot, sorry. Still reaching high, still stacking wrists and shoulders. You might decide to take the bind. So if you're binding, that left hand comes behind, right hand comes underneath. See if you can keep that top shoulder lifting up. You might be able to grab the fingertips together. You might grab hold of the lower back and your bum with the right hand. Start to inch your fingers towards each other. So keep breathing, whichever variation you're in. And then let's lift back up. So gently lifting back to your warrior two. Let's cartwheel the arms either side of the front foot, or step back to downward facing dog. And from here, let's come into our side plank. So we're going to take our right hand into the center, and then roll either onto the side of the right foot, or bring that right knee down and the foot behind you. So see if you can keep your hips lifted up. So lifting hips as high as you can. Lift that left hand to the sky, reaching high. Maybe you lift the top leg. Even if you have knee down, maybe that top leg lifts. Take one more big deep breath here. And then exhale, hands to the floor, high to low. So knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple of big deep breaths here. Take any of those movements that feel good. And then with your next exhale, let's step the left foot forward to your warrior two. So that back foot's parallel to the back of the mat, reaching arms away from each other. So you're bending into that front knee, really pressing down into the feet. Strong through your legs, the thighs are engaged. Let's inhale to lift, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, down. One more time, inhale, rise up. Exhale, down. Let's reach forward, flip the palm, reverse the warrior. Reaching that left hand up. Find that length in the side body. So you're pressing down into the feet, bending through that front knee. So feeling that connection, knee, hip, waist, out through the fingertips. Keep breathing and then exhale, forearm to the front thigh, lifting the right hand to the sky. Stay with your breath here. And then maybe you take a variation. So you can stay here if you want to. You could bring the fingers inside that front foot, and then you're stacking the wrists and shoulders. You might have a go at the bind on this side. So if you're binding, the right hand's coming behind, the left hand's coming underneath. And grab hold wherever you can. If you don't feel like the fingertips are going to touch, grab hold of leggings or shorts. See if you can start to inch the fingers towards each other. But being kind to yourself at the same time. Let's see if we can lift that top shoulder up to the sky a tiny bit more. And then let's unravel, coming all the way back to your warrior two. Cartwheel the arms either side of the front foot and step it back to your downward facing dog. And let's come into our side plank. So taking left hand to the center this time. Either roll onto the side of the left foot or bring that left knee down, foot behind you. And we're lifting the right hand when you're ready. So pressing down into that bottom hand, lifting with the top hand, hips are lifting. Maybe that top leg lifts as well. Keep breathing, keep sending that breath in and out. One more big deep breath. And then exhale, hands to the floor, high to low. So knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple of big deep breaths. And then let's tiptoe the hands towards the feet. I don't know if that's called tiptoeing, but we're doing it in reverse. And then let's roll up through the spine. And let's lift the arms to the sky. Let's take hands to heart center, and we'll take our tree pose. So keeping hands at heart center, just lightly pressing hands together. Let's take the right foot to the ankle. And while you're here, find yourself a focus point before you lift the foot. So when you're ready, maybe shin, maybe it comes up to your thigh. And you're just gently pressing foot into leg, leg back into foot. So keep yourself as central as you can here. And it doesn't matter if you fall out. You can gently come back in. Feeling into that length through your spine, that lifting sensation from your waist. So you're strong through your core. If you want to, you can take the arms up. You might change your focus point, test your balance, look to the sky. Maybe close your eyes. So don't worry if you fall out. Have a play. See what happens. It might be you surprise yourself. It might be that you get really, really wobbly and you fall on the floor. That's fine too. As long as you don't hurt yourself, it's fine. And then let's release back down. And we'll take it to the other side. So left foot to the ankle. Find that focus point. And then taking the foot either to shin or to the thigh. Just finding that central point again. Engaging all those muscles, all through the legs. The core is engaged, the back muscles. Your shoulders are relaxed. And you're still breathing. Come to your breath. Maybe you have a play with changing your focus point. Maybe lift arms to the sky. Maybe you close your eyes. See what happens. It will make you use different muscles, I'm sure. And then releasing down when you're ready. Let's come back to the tops of our mats. Let's inhale to rise up. Exhale, fold forward. And let's take a half lift, so lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Let's step back to downward facing dog. And take any movements you want to here. And then let's hop forwards. So we're going to come into our squat. So it might be one big hop. So you're exhaling, bend the knees, keep the breath out as you hop forward. So you might take a couple of little hops. See how it feels. Have a go, have a jump. And then come to your squat. So your version of squat might be quite high up, it might be a bit lower down. And just start to take some rocking movements. Side to side, just feeling into your hips. You might keep your elbows on your knees. And just allowing you to go slightly deeper. And then let's take hands to the floor. And let's take a twist here. So keep the right hand down. We're going to lift the left hand to the sky. So you're just using that right arm on the right knee. Just to open up here. Take it down. You can either take it straight to the other side or just have a little straighten of the legs, give them a little shake. And come over to the other side. So lifting up. And then let's take it down. We're going to come to sitting. We're going to come into double pigeon. So crossing the legs to start with. Have a play with just walking the fingers forward, seeing if that feels enough of a stretch. So you'll get a stretch on both sides, but one side, depending on which way you've crossed your legs, will be more intense. So feel into that. That might be enough for today. Or if you want to take it deeper, bring that right foot over the left thigh and then slide it back. So the right ankle bone is on top of the left thigh. So it's not on the knee, it's just slightly further back from the knee. And it might be that you sit tall here. So you're working towards both shins being parallel to the top of the mat. You're flexing your feet. So your toes are coming up towards your shins. And then maybe you sit tall here. Give yourself a few breaths. If you've got quite open hips, you might start to walk fingertips forward. So just finding a version that feels like a challenge, but it's not excruciatingly painful. So something you can sit with. It's a stretch, it shouldn't be pain. And just breathing into that sensation. And if at any point it feels too intense, come back to cross legs. Or you can always come onto your back and take that variation. So just finding that stretch and breathing into it. Imagine sending your breath into that hip. Maybe into both hips. Staying with those long, deep breaths to see if the body will release and relax just a tiny bit to take you into that deep stretch. And just notice where the mind goes. So if it's really intense, the mind's probably trying to get you out of the pose. See if you can breathe through those thoughts, that sensation, and notice how it changes. Let's slowly come back up. If you had fingertips forward, let's release the legs. Bring feet flat to the floor and we'll just gently rock the knees from side to side. And then let's take it to the other side. So either crossing the legs in the opposite direction and walking forward, seeing if that's enough. And it might feel different on this side. So you might want to take a different variation. If you want to make it deeper, you can take the left foot over the right thigh this time. Slide it back so that left ankle bone is on the thigh. And then just gently sitting with that. So breathing into it. If it feels like your knee's quite high, just breathe into it for a moment. You might take your hand, just gentle pressure, just the weight of your arm onto that left knee. So just finding your variation. It might be that you come onto your back and take that version. So see how it feels. You might come to here and interlace fingers behind that right thigh. And just feel into it. If you want to make it more intense, walk the fingertips forward. If it feels too much, you can always come back up to sitting. Keep breathing into it. So imagine you're sending the breath into that hip, creating space. And again, maybe you notice thoughts coming up. So just noticing them. Just being aware of what your mind's saying to you. And you can decide whether to believe it or not. So always coming back to the sensations in the body. Coming back to the breath. And then let's slowly release. Let's Bring feet flat to the floor. Just let the knees rock gently side to side. And let's come down onto our mats. So come to your boat pose. Maybe you take hold of the thighs and slowly roll down. So just slowly, slowly coming down. Using that core strength as you lower. Let's hug the knees in. Have a rock side to side. And take a few big deep breaths, so really letting go as you exhale. Maybe it's out through the mouth. And then let's take some back bend. So bring feet flat to the floor. Check you can touch heels with fingertips. And then lifting hips when you're ready. So you're pressing feet into the ground. Lifting the hips as high as you can. Maybe you lift the toes. Support the knees here, engaging the shin muscles. And if you want to, you can interlace fingers underneath you. So squeezing shoulder blades towards each other. Keep breathing here, tucking the tailbone, giving yourself that tiny bit of extra space in the lower back. And then let's slowly roll down. Let the knees rock from side to side. And let's take one more. So one more back bend here, either a wheel or come back to your bridge. So if you have wheel in your practice and you want to do that this morning, then go ahead. So checking in again that you can touch heels with fingertips, lifting hips when you're ready, press down into the feet. And maybe you keep hands pressed into the floor, maybe you interlace fingers again, roll shoulder blades towards each other. Chin is tucked into chest. You're pressing down into the feet, into the heels, lifting hips as high as they'll go. Tucking the tailbone, so finding that space in the lower back. Try not to crunch the lower back. And then slowly coming down, rolling through the back, coming to lower back. Let's rock the knees side to side. And then hug the knees in and give them a squeeze. Let's come into our inversion. So hands come under the hips, palms face down, let the toes lift. So if you want to stay here with feet lifted. If you've got a wall, take the feet up the wall. If you want to come to shoulder stand, take the toes over the head and then take hands to lower back. Start to walk your elbows in towards each other while the toes are over the head. And then when you've got your elbows underneath your hips to support you, you can lift your toes to the sky. Maybe you point the toes, maybe you spread them out. Take any leg variations you want to here. Maybe hands start to walk up the back. So you might walk your hands closer to your shoulders, but just be gentle on your neck. Really feel into your neck, keep that length in the neck. And then let's bring the toes over the head into plow. So bringing the toes over, they might touch the floor, they might not. Either way is good. Coming down as far as feels good for you. And then either supporting the hips to come down or take the hands onto the floor and slowly roll down. So it might be that you bend the knees. You might work the core again by keeping the legs straight. Coming slowly down. And then when you're down, give the knees another squeeze, give them a hug. Have a rock side to side. And let's take one last twist. So we'll keep the knees hugged in. Bring the arms out beside you, palms face down, and just let the knees come over to the right side. So just let the weight of the legs bring you into the twist. Maybe you look to your left hand. And just releasing and relaxing with each exhale. Come through center. Take the knees over to the left side. So again, just allowing the weight of the legs to bring you into the twist. Maybe you look to the right hand this time. And then coming back to center, let's give the knees one last squeeze. And then release down into Shavasana, into your final resting pose. So just finding a version that's comfortable for you. If you're on your back, just let your feet come wide, your ankles relax, so your feet flop out to the sides. Let your palms face up, away from the body. And let's take one last big deep breath. And with the exhale, allow your body to sink into the mat. Let the earth support you here. Give yourself this time. So just keeping the awareness in your body. Just giving yourself this time for complete relaxation. Just allowing your body to absorb all the good work you've done. So let all the muscles in your face completely relax. Release out your forehead. Release your jaw. Let it go. Let your tongue and your mouth relax. Relax your throat, the back of your neck. Feel your shoulders relax, your collarbones, your upper back. Relax your arms, the tops of your arms, your elbows and your forearms. Let your wrists relax, your hands, your fingers and thumbs. Allow the whole of your rib cage to relax, your lower back, your abdomen, and the whole of your pelvis. Let your legs relax, your thighs, the backs of your thighs, your knees and the backs of your knees. Feel your shins and calves relax. And relax your ankles. Relax the tops of your feet, the soles of your feet, and all of your toes. Feel your whole body relax. So start to wiggle fingers and toes. Let your head gently rock side to side. And then hugging your knees in, roll onto your favorite side. And when you're ready, coming up to a comfortable seated position, hands to prayer at heart center, eyes closed. And thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this morning, taking thumb knuckles to forehead center. Namaste.